Hey guys, welcome back to Hobbiton Zoo. I felt like building something before I kind of like went to my little travels. So I kind of scheduled this so it will come like way before or way after I build this. But I asked you guys in previous videos what animal you guys thought of that could be interesting to have and add in this park besides all the other animals that I already have. And Coast Designer added a lot of animals that I'm definitely gonna look into. The Red Pandas were mainly the thing I was gonna focus on to get, but for some weird reason I felt like that the Aardvarks kind of felt good here for this kind of habitat I'm making, since they're not so big and they're not like super small, and I really feel like building something for them, and they're kind of like a cool animal to have in this park as well, or zoo, because they fit very well with all we have. We have the flamingo, tapir, pangolin, and peafowls, and then we also have the sheeps, right? So we kind of starting to have a lot of different type of animals here, and I'm definitely also gonna try make some sort of a spider cave or something like that for a future episode. But main thing I'm doing right now is that I'm kind of like making the habitat first before I add in the Aardvarks, I think they're called. If I pronounce them wrong, then I'm sorry. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm making like these two piles of rocks, and then I kind of like just add them all the way around the habitat, as I kind of did with the tapirs. And it just makes it way much easier and quicker to go around and put all these rocks. And also I didn't really know what kind of theme and style I should try and have for these guys here. I still wanted to have some sort of Hobbiton vibe, but still not so similar to what I've already done. So I tried to make sort of a little mix of what you see in the peafowl area, and then what you see over at the pangolins, with the flamingos, tapirs, just everything, kind of like a little small building that kind of like is a little half circle that I place in the middle. That's gonna be their shelter, which is a little bit smaller considering that these animals are not that big, so they don't need huge space to get in and out of their shelter. So I felt like I could do that there, but that is like later on in the video, because as I said in the start here, I'm kind of like just freshening up their habitat here before I add them in. As you can see, I have this waterfall coming over at the creek where I have the tavern, and then I try just to add this sort of river that go up here to their habitat as well. So this river that goes up here kind of connects two areas in some way, but then of course I need to figure out a way where it actually starts and stuff, but we will get to that at some point later. And I just kind of like the effect of it, and I do really like the waterfall effects in this game here. They are so cool, or just the water effects just in general, very, very cool. But as you can see, starting to have all the rocks kind of like a little bit around the area, and starting to foliage up a little bit with some what are they called now? Water shrubs things. Can't remember them. But as you can see here, adding a little bit more rocks, and then later on I'm adding a door too, like where the keepers go in, and I try to add them a little bit all the way around the zoo actually, because I felt like it was kind of like a neat idea having a little sort of shed that they go in and out of. As you can see, I'm saving up a little bit because I had a few crashes, specific when I placed down the habitat door, gate door. That was quite annoying actually. I had two crashes. Luckily I didn't lose so much work, but I did still lose something to actually redo a lot of it. But as you guys know, sometimes when things like this happens, and you go in and build it again, you sometimes get better ideas and try to build something a little bit different on it and stuff. And that's kind of like what I did, and I'm kind of happy on how the end result ended up being. But as you can see here, I'm starting slowly to make their shelter for them, and then I had this sort of thing that I wanted to have these make one segment and then duplicate it left and right, as you can see here, and then just connect the roofs and sides with each other, so I get this sort of little half circle here, and then it's only the middle that's gonna be their entrance, and then the sides will just have windows. But you will see me get some ideas and stuff while I build all this, because I really didn't know what to do, as I said, theming wise and stuff. So I just went with it and trying to just build something and see where it takes me. You know, I don't overthink stuff so much. I just kind of build, and then that's kind of like my go-to to do this, because it really just does a lot sometimes. It just like placing down stuff, because for me, if I overthink stuff, then I usually use a lot more time on it. Where it's like sometimes it's like small things like a little tree or a flower or like a barrel, whatever, you name it, you know. But it can be like to the smallest simple things that can be like some sort of that. But I was having an issue here with the window, because I really do miss that we just don't have like a thin glass piece off grid like we have in Planet Coaster. Those are like the thinnest glass you'll ever see, right? And then we just don't have those in this game at all. We do have a lot of glass, but we just don't have like this singular little glass piece that I want. Which is, it kind of annoys me a little bit that it's not in the game, but hopefully they will add it at some point, or we just have to live with having these thick glass bits, and big ones too. But I guess it is what it is. We just have to live with it, get going. But as you can see here, guys, I tried to add some more stuff on top of it here, because I couldn't really get the terrain over it. But I feel like since it's like some sort of a like sand animal-ish, you can kind of like have it sort of like roaming around like in a little bit of a sand area, dirt area and stuff. So I felt like having these sort of grassland rocks kind of fitted well for the purpose, and mixing it with all the trees and stuff I've already used all the way around the zoo definitely lifts it up quite a lot, if you ask me. And I'm super happy of how it ended up looking. And I really like these dirt bits here we can just place, and then basically we have like a surface or a ground of something. So that helps me a lot here by adding a lot of foliage and stuff on top of this to making them a real nice shelter for them. And I kind of used a lot of time on this, as you can see here. Wasn't my intention to, because I really thought I had an idea in my head, but as soon as you start building, yeah, you know, the pieces, you use the pieces different way as you first thought of. So you try a lot of stuff, and that's kind of like what made me build this sort of build here. And then inside here now I'm adding all the shelter, the sleeping things to them, their beds, how do you say it. And then afterwards I am trying just to upper up again the top here with a little bit of more stuff. I also add these discs to the tree I placed on top there, as you can see. And then afterwards I tried to go over and place the habitat door, which crashed on me, as I said, but I finally got a chance to place it down, so that was nice. And here to the glass bits, as I say, see, this is a very thick glass bit, right? And I really wish that we had one thinner, but it does go okay. I mean, it is clean. It is a clean bit. We don't have all the other stuff in, so it works. But I really do wish that we had a little bit more thinner bits of the glass pieces, so we have a little bit more, you know, just free mind with it a little bit more and off grid and stuff. So that's really what I want to hope that they're gonna add at some point. But here I'm just trimming off a little bit the windows here, giving them a little pattern, nothing fancy. I didn't want it to go overly detailed with their shelter here, and I just wanted it to be a little bit different, as I say. A little bit of mix of the Hobbit houses and then the Asian kind of Hobbit houses I did in the start, which were more of a test sort of thing. But I kind of like how they are in the pangolin and the peafowl area. It kind of makes that section unique, and then when you go over to the other areas, you have more of these generic Hobbiton vibe houses, as you've seen in the movie too, and obviously also at Hobbiton itself. I've used a lot of Google Maps actually, because I saw, I actually didn't know that literally a freaking person have walked through the entire Hobbiton Zoo, so you can actually see all the houses and stuff. And when I found out of that, I kind of like, I think I used like an hour just to roam around. And man, it's really a place I really want to go to someday in the future, just to see it. Super fan of Lord of the Rings, so. But anyways, there was a little side thing there. Afterwards, I'm trying to give up a little bit more stuff into the foliage. I was about to say into the habitat with some foliage. But since they're not so like, they don't like so many things, they don't like to have so much shades and stuff, so I couldn't put so many things in. But then I feel like it's kind of nice that I build it a little bit under or below the habitat or the ground where the people go, because then I can place some trees around, and then it can feel like that they're still covered like into a little forest area or something like that. And I'm actually quite happy with how this habitat turned out. It might be a little bit too big, but I have a little habit of making these habitats a little bit too big. But it's okay, because then I don't really have to like check on them all the time. And if they eventually get a lot of them inside the habitat, then it's okay, because there has a lot of room for them. It's mainly the shelters that's going to be more of an issue later on when they get more more animals into the habitat. But here I'm making this little shed I was talking about, where I'm also trying to move that a little bit other places into the park or into the zoo. I also added to the peafowl area, but that's off camera. But I feel like this little shed here was kind of a neat idea, and it's simple, it's generic, but it does the job, and kind of feels like a little enclosure for the keepers to get in and out of the habitat. So, and I'm also probably gonna add that, like make that a generic thing in the entire zoo, where you have this sort of little shed opening here to all the habitats, basically. I don't want anything to be different. I want that to be some sort of unique, unless I just go in a total different theme at some point, where we might go a little bit more dark, and then I've also thought about making like the fishing town next to Draug in the Hobbit, the big mountain and stuff. That would be pretty cool to make too. Having people walking around on planks or something, and then have crocodiles or something like that roaming under. Lots of ideas, and I also have something with Draug I want to do, which is something with a mountain and stuff, which I think it's Coast Designer and me that has been talking about this idea for quite some time, since the series started actually, which were quite and it's been stuck in my head, so it's definitely something I'm gonna do at some point. But that is when we are starting to become a little bit tired and sick of this super whimsical fantasy-esque we're doing at this section here. And we also need to figure out a good transition to all the other areas we're gonna do. So yeah, that's pretty much the thing. Here I'm starting on something I don't really know, guys, what we're gonna do with this building here. So if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them for next time I go into this zoo here. Basically, my thought with it were first to have some sort of a circle building that could have some sort of a purpose, of course. But which purpose, I really didn't know. I was first thinking about having a lot of exhibits in there, so people can walk like in a circle in there, and then there's like tons of exhibits, and then you can have like this straight way that goes all the way through it, and then when you come over to the other side, you maybe can have a new section of animals there, like maybe make that a transition, or maybe just have it as a little, greenhouse thing, or like just with all kinds of exhibits in, or something like that. But let me know your thoughts about that in the comments down below, guys. You are very good at giving me some suggestions on what we can do with this part, because we are going a little bit over the, like, it's not all gonna be Hobbiton, the Shire, Lord of the Rings. We can go a little bit abroad and kind of like think a little bit more creative too, like what we can do of areas and stuff. Might also even make a little mushroom kind of forest or something like that. That's also something I've been talking with some people about. So still a lot of things of what we can do to this park here. But of course, as soon as I kind of feel somewhat of a slight change in the frame rate, I will let you guys know, because I want to make this park something everyone can enjoy and not be a Planet Coaster project where basically I can't even run it myself at the end, you know. So that's definitely also gonna be a thing. But first of all, and then I say all this, and then you see me build this 3K roof here, which, wow, such a good sales speech I'm doing here. But as you can see, I did this custom roof here with the Arctic bracket bit. I can't really remember what it's called. I really wish we could recolor them, but they do make a nice roof if you just like make the tiles and stuff look a little bit more up and down, kind of like you see a roof. And of course the roof itself is definitely not finished at this point. As you see here, there's a lot of layers crossing each other that I'm deleting. I'm trying to get down on a piece like so it's doable to move the buildings all the way around, because right now it's like 3 different bits of building that I just stacked on top of each other to make it more smooth in moving them and stuff. But I do go in and redo the roof quite a lot later on in this video here. But it was mainly just a spontaneous idea I got with this. As I say, I don't really have any... I don't know what the purpose should be with it. I just wanted something here that kind of like, when you come here at this section, this should be like some sort of a cross where you can go left, right, or you can go into this sort of thing. My first thought was that I wanted to make that spider cave when I first got into Planet Zoo again. But then I was like, nah, that's not something, that's something I'm gonna need a lot more time to do, since I don't have a lot of time, since I am traveling. And so I wanted to have a nice little video for you guys before I did that, or while I was that. So this building here you see will not be finished either today. But it also gives me a chance to hear your guys' suggestions on what you guys think we should do with this building here. Now you heard my thoughts, so let me hear your guys' thoughts on what you think we could add into it. And if you think I should add more of this sort of style, or like have them like different sections of the zoo, just hit me with your thoughts, guys. I would love to hear them. But that is basically what I am doing today. I'm struggling a lot with the roof, as you can see here, like a lot on this top section here. I do end up adding like a third or like a second little top on it, with not a custom roof at that point. But I was struggling a lot, as you can see here. I just want to show that it's not all like something that you make in like a second, when you don't cut it at that point in the video, so it just looks like I got this. But I do got a lot of struggle when I do all this, as you can see here. And I think I tried millions of ideas on the top roof here of what I could do, and also to make it look a little bit more different and stuff. I wasn't super fan of it, like with 2 different kind of style of roof. There's actually going to be 3 different styles of roof, but I do think it looks okay, and especially also when I place some trees and bushes and all the way around it. It's gonna look way better too as soon as we get some more stuff inside. And as I say, this is like the base, this is like the foundation of this building. So we're gonna start doing the interior and hopefully a lot more exterior on in next video, because I feel like I want to finish off this this building here, but I felt like it was a good opportunity to not fill it in and let you guys kind of like decide what we should add into it, because I'm open for all ideas at this point right now. And also I think the next animal I am gonna add is definitely the Red Panda. I don't know when the next animal will be added in, but as soon as I got this build finished, I will definitely go in and add Red Panda, and then try make something that could look nice for them, like some tree houses or something like that, and then maybe add that to something else, another animal that is good for climbing and stuff, chimpanzee or orangutan or something. So that would be super cool. I haven't even like put those animals down yet. I haven't even made anything climbable for animals yet. So that's gonna be a little bit fun challenge too, to go in and check all that stuff out as well. But we're slowly moving towards the end here, guys. I have some cinematics for you at the end of the video, of course. And then you'll see me struggle here at the last part here, making the little extra layer on the bit here of this building here, which is also something I felt like it needed a little bit more extra on this top here, but then as soon as I started figuring out the roof, I kind of like got lost of ideas, so I just end up using this sort of little in-game roof bits. There already are, I can't remember what it's called exactly, but you will see me add it on here in like 10 seconds or something. And here I'm just trying to get the perfect measurement so they all like connects perfectly with each other. But again, I do try use like make a custom roof and stuff, but just nothing really works except for this guy here. And then I add a little extra top on, which I say it can't be. It might get redone. I might go in and make a little bit more extra on it when I have more time. But for now, I feel like the building stood as it should be. And then we can add tons of stuff next time. That went a little bit too fast there. Here I'm just adding some floor inside. The famous circle trick here. And then just adding some floor, so you kind of like get an image on how it looks when you get floor and pathing and all that stuff inside. Since I used these Arctic bits here, every time I walked away or zoomed out from the roof, it gave me, the roof disappeared, and I really hate that when I have to do cinematics and whatnot. So I tried to cover it up with another plank, as you saw, and I actually kind of like how it looks afterwards too, just inside. And it does look way better now when you look from, when you zoom out, you still see that the roof is gone, but you don't see like it's empty at least. And that's kind of like what's my goal with this. But we are slowly at the end here now, guys. So yeah, I want to say thanks so much for watching, guys. And I can't wait to get back in Planet Zoo, Hobbiton Zoo, and build further on to this build here, because I really feel like we can build something great inside this build. So guys, leave a comment down below with your thoughts and feedback, whatever you have to say. I'm all ears, and leave a like if you think the video deserves it. And have a great day, guys. Stay awesome as always, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.